Greetings everyone, Lily Amond here. Does the phrase, "context is everything," hold meaning for anyone watching? Because it certainly means a lot to me. Why do I bring this up? Well, recently I've been thinking a lot about the scene in Barbie and the Diamond Castle, where Alexa and Liana have the big fight that is Barbie's whole reason for telling their story to Stacy. Up to now, like a lot of people in the Barbie fandom, I would usually tend to take Liana's side when thinking about this scene. However, I began to think about Alexa's side of the argument a bit more, and realized she did actually make a few good points too, and that rushing right back out the door wasn't necessarily the right move either, even if breaking their promise was wrong no matter what. Or would have been, had they done it.
Liana, it's a perfect home for us. More food than we could ever eat, a beautiful dress every day, and a gorgeous garden. But we can't stay. Why not? It's ours. We're finally having some good luck. Why can't we enjoy it?
Both girls have good solid points here. On one hand, they should absolutely rest a while before continuing their journey, since they've been traveling on foot for literal hours. On the other hand, they can't just drop the mission and start a new life right off the bat. Liana says it best in her next line.
Maybe we can come back after we take Melody to the Diamond Castle.
If we come back. What do you mean? Trolls, serpents, evil magic? We may not live to come back.
Alexa is clearly scared and in need of rest, which is valid, and Liana's admittedly a little quick to rush them out. They should stay long enough to recuperate, and then get back on the road in a day or two, since they did make a promise, and are in the end morally obligated to follow through with it.
We promised Melody we'd help her.
And we did. We've taken her this far. I can't go any farther. I can't.
But we promised. You gave your word.
Let Ian and Jeremy do it. I'm staying here.
And here's where Alexa starts getting a bit irrational. I'd like to point out that it's not fair to throw Ian and Jeremy under the bus when they weren't even here to weigh in for themselves.
You don't mean that.
Yes, I do.
Please, don't argue. You've done enough.
See? Even Melody thinks so. Stay with me.
If we don't stop Lydia, we'll all be living under a dark cloud. No laughter, no music, just sadness everywhere.
Why us? Why can't somebody else do it?
Because Melody's our friend.
Liana raises a good point here. No one else knows Melody, and Ian and Jeremy barely do. They only get roped in because they wanted to help the girls.
You're choosing Melody over me.
No, it's not like that.
If you were really my friend, you'd understand.
Alexa's last two lines were completely uncalled for. I'm sorry, but the situation is nowhere near as black and white as someone choosing one friend over the other. And to pull the "you're not really my friend then" card at a time like this, and over an issue of this nature, is frankly childish in my eyes. Especially as someone who's had that line thrown at me in real life. It does nothing to fix the problem, it just makes everything worse. And with the long-standing friendship these two have, you have to wonder whether Alexa's thrown this line at Liana before. However, as highly upsetting as those last lines are, Liana does need to understand Alexa's need to rest a little bit more. Because, as I said before, Alexa's clearly exhausted and scared. Taking the night to get their strength back does not result in their promise being broken. And, as sucky as it is, people do tend to say extreme things in the heat of the moment, then regret them later, just as Alexa eventually does.
You're right. I don't understand. Come on, Sparkles. Ready, Melody? We are going to the 7 Stones.
Storming off right away probably wasn't the best move in terms of resolving this fight, but it did give them one more obstacle to throw at Lydia thanks to Alexa not having Melody's mirror.
No, Lily. I can't believe she did that.
Honestly, Lily's reaction here breaks my heart. She and Sparkles are being separated out of the blue, and unless they were on an island princess logic, they can't understand why. I'm so glad that they reunite later. Getting back on topic though, the point I wanted to make here today is that this scene should not be viewed through a black and white, overly simplistic lens. Nor should we look at it in a vacuum. Both characters are to blame for the argument happening. How much blame goes to each character should not necessarily be what matters. Overall, the lesson to take from this video is that context
is everything.
Take care everyone, and have a magical week. See you next time.